somebody said that they got a movement. P, what you talking about? Somebody been saying that they got a movement. And the only thing they got to show for this particular movement is YouTube subscribers and views and likes. That ain't no goddamn movement.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
I'm talking about creating something beyond YouTube in the future. I'm talking about those that's really serious about the game meeting me in the future at a physical place. In the same way that they go to church or the same way that they go to school, that's the same way that we need the youth coming at this one place, hearing wise veterans of the game speak about the game amongst each other. We need that. The same way that they take a percentage, they take 10% and they give tithes and offerings to pay the utilities. Oh, I told you, hold on for a minute. I told you guys, listen, to laugh. I don't want to block anybody, but right now I'm teaching right now, and this is very serious. I don't need you laughing in the comment section. I'm trying to not block your ass. Okay? But I will say this. When I'm speaking on topics like this, King Solomon speaks about different times. It's a time for laughter. It's a time to be serious. Right now, this is a time to be serious. If I'm talking about people going to jail and prison and things like that, this is not a laughing matter. So please, save the laughter for the comfort of your home. That's up with that. But I'm talking about meeting up physically in the future. Us basically coming on one accord in a place in the same way that they take a percentage, you know what I mean, in church. And they take that 10%, the preacher or the visiting evangelist, they get a love offering. You know what I mean? The minister, he get his little love offering. He get his little salary or whatever. And then you have, you know what I mean, the percentage that, you know, pay the utilities of the church, pay certain members of the church for the activities that they involved in within the church. We're going to come together on one accord in the future. And, well, at least I want to. I got to see the reaction of the people and see if that sounds like a bright idea to you. But for those young pimps that's locked up in jail, for the young pimps that's in prison, and even for the older pimps, you know what I mean? Because we, you know, never know, you know. But for those that don't have money on their books, for those that basically don't have enough bail money, imagine if we created a movement that looked out for the pimping. Imagine if we created a movement that was such a blessing to this game that a young P who has a public pretender, he facing human trafficking, pandering, living on the earnings of prostitution, transportation of prostitution, and they telling him that it's over. And because this is his first encounter of ever being locked up and facing this type of shit, he's scared. And rightfully so. And if we came together, because you won't believe there are so many young P's, you know what I mean, in these situations with $5,000 bills, $3,000 bills, $10,000 bills, you know what I mean, $20,000 bills. You know what I mean? You have this. Hold on for a second. You know what I mean? You have some right now that all they need is 5 racks to get out. They facing all day. And what you guys fail to realize, without getting bailed out, they're going to be in a situation where pretty much they have to sign some bullshit ass deal because they couldn't get outside and fight it. They couldn't fight it from the streets. But you have certain individuals that's going to lose time in their life because they couldn't sit up there and fight it. Number one, most of the young P's, when they get into situations, they don't even have lawful information. They don't know how to sit up there and go, how to deal with that. Most of the young pimps in the game, they don't have no knowledge about the law. They don't know nothing about NRS numbers. Niggas don't become knowledgeable of the law until it's too late, till his ass is in jail. Now the nigga in jail, he one of the coldest lawyers you've never seen. The nigga in prison, he one of the coldest lawyers you've never seen. That type of shit. You know what I mean? But let's prevent that. Why wait till young P go to jail or prison to get that type of knowledge? We should be meeting up in one place on one accord, where we have somebody or individuals that's conveying knowledge about the law, that's giving information on how to do things and abstain from certain situations in all locations. Like, yeah, P, you know what I mean? I know that you know what I mean, been doing your thing, you know what I mean? But I just want to let you know what I mean, in Orange County, you know what I mean, you might want to do things a little bit different, because the law for this and that, and you'll fuck around and have to register as a sex offender, and you're going to be in the same category as the individual that had a minor, or you're going to be in the same category as the individual basically that was taking out his penis trying to have sex, you know what I mean, with a 3 or 4-year-old, even though you was pandering and living off the earnings, you know what I mean, of somebody who was 30 or 28. They gonna make you try to register as a goddamn sex offender. And once you get off of registering as a sex offender, it will always be in the system that you registered as a sex offender before. So why wouldn't we have enough love for the game to come on one accord to enlighten the minds of the youth to prevent these situations? Why wouldn't we take our time to learn about the laws in certain locations so we could be a blessing to the youth? Because we got a lot of the young P's right now, they going back and forth in Orange County, and if some of them knew the consequences that awaits them if they get caught for anything, you know what I mean, in Orange County, some of them wouldn't even be going. What did I tell you guys? I told you guys, when it comes to certain places such as Virginia or Orange County, and if the money is just so good in Orange County, it's just so good that, you know what I mean, you just gotta check it. What did I tell you? And I'm a square. I'm not a pimp, but in my honest square ass opinion, I don't think you physically should be there. And last time I checked, you know, I don't know nothing about the lifestyle. I'm just a square that just, you know, be saying my thoughts. But in my honest square ass opinion, I believe that certain areas are so hot, especially during certain times, that a pimp shouldn't physically be there. You should have that bitch on automatic. If the money is so good and the bitch is checking it like the house on fire, she getting your motherfucking desire every goddamn night, your trap is right, top of the morning, then sit up there, you understand me, and have the bitch on auto. Put that bitch on auto. If you got a grown ass woman and you sitting over there presiding over a grown ass woman, you can move like that. Now, if you got you a little baby and you got to keep the training wheels on her every goddamn day and all of that shit, then okay, it is what it is. But some of you keep putting yourself in situations, it's like you like to keep putting your hands inside the lion's mouth. And then when you finally get bitten, you know what I mean? You like, damn, I should have, you know what I mean? Damn, man, goddamn, why I didn't listen. You know what I mean? So I'm saying this out of love. We need individuals who are studying the law, becoming knowledgeable of the law. So when we meet at one place at one time, it'll be a certain time within that knowledge pertaining to the laws and this location, that location, this location is given. Because after certain pimps would hear about certain consequences that was in certain areas, like damn, if some of you knew, you know what I mean, the punishment, the time that your ass gonna do in confinement before being able to get a bail or whatever in places like Virginia, or you know what I mean, then man, they do certain individuals wrong in Tennessee. There's certain individuals right now that's doing time in Tennessee, man, and it's just fucked up. Because you got a lot of people that's in Tennessee and in jails in Tennessee, and they don't give a fuck. So a lot of your loved ones and partners and shit, they get treated any kind of motherfucking way. And you know, the people in Tennessee know they can get away with it. So no, you don't want to be in jail in Tennessee. You don't want to be in jail nowhere, but it's just certain places because of how things are so unorganized. It's not organized at all. You know what I mean? Some of your loved ones and partners and shit like that, they being treated like shit. You better sit up there and put a jug on them books, or go make visitation to your family or the people that you love, because they getting treated like shit.
I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.